respect people who are older than you, you are not a nice person. If you only respect people who are more famous than you are not a nice person. If you only respect people who are richer than you, listen, you are not a nice person. If you only love those who love you, you are not a nice person. If you are only nice to people because they are nice to you, you are not a nice person. If you only respect your husband because he's richer than you are not a nice wife. If you only respect your wife because she's financially buoyant than you are not a nice husband. If you only respect your wife only because of the kids, you are not a nice husband. If you only respect your husband because of is in a position of authority, you are not a nice wife. If you only respect your children because of their financial status, you are not a nice parent. If you only respect pastors with mega churches, you are not a nice member. You are not a nice person. If you only respect and honor famous prophet, you are not a nice person. If you don't respect your staff, you are not nice. You are not a nice person. If you don't respect your driver, you are not a nice boss. You are not a nice person. If you don't respect your gatekeeper, your gateman, you are not a nice person. If you don't respect the security officers, maybe in your estate, you are not a nice person. If you don't respect your maid, cancel, you are not a nice person. If you don't respect your boss as a maid, you are not a nice maid. If you don't respect your parents, or if you only respect your parents because they take proper care of you, you are not a nice child. If you respect your older siblings because of money, because they give you money, you are not a nice person. If you respect your husband because he pays all the bills, you are not a nice wife. If you cannot lend to people you cannot receive back from, you are not a nice person. If you are not merciful to people you cannot benefit from, you are not a nice person. If you only help those who can help you in return, I put it to you, you are not a nice person. If you only show respect to people with higher social status or in higher position, you are not a nice person. If you only give compliment to those who are attractive, you are not a nice person. If you only support others when it benefits you, you are not a nice person. If you forgive people only when they ask for forgiveness, you are not a nice person. If you only extend a helping hand when there is nothing, when there is something in it for you, you are not a nice person. You are not a nice person. If you love your wife because of the parents, or maybe she's coming from a famous home or a rich home, you are not a nice husband. If you respect your husband because of his status, you are not a nice wife. If you respect your husband because he's hardworking, you are not a nice wife. If you only respect your wife and you say, oh, I'm only respecting you because of my kids, you are not a nice husband. If you forgive people only when they ask for forgiveness, you are not a nice person. If you only extend a helping hand when there's something in it for you, you are not a nice person. Jesus says in Luke 6:32-36, but if you love those who love you, what credit is that to you? For even sinners love who love them. And if you do good to those who do good to you, what credit is that for you? Even sinners do the same. And if you lend to those from whom you hope to receive back, what credit is that to you? For even sinners lend to receive back. But love your enemies, do good, and lend to people, hoping for nothing in return. And your reward will be great, and you will be sons of the Most High. For he is kind to the unthankful and evil. Therefore, be merciful, just as your Father also is merciful. Love, be kind, be nice to people. without expecting anything in return. This is your girl, Juliana Olobo, on Married Medicine. But this is not Married Medicine, this is for all. Please, I love you. Let's be kind. Let's be nice to other people. It doesn't matter what they've done or what you think you can't get from them. You can't only respect people in higher authorities. You can only respect people because of money. And I want to say this. Don't only respect people when you've not known them, like very close to them. When you are not close to them, you respect them a lot. You put them in very high, ranking them very high. And as soon as you move closer to them, and it's like they say, see finish. Like, oh, so it's not all that. Oh, she's not all that. I thought she's more than what I thought. And then you start dropping your respect for them. You are not a nice person. See you and God bless you.